Hi everyone. Welcome again to That's English.
Hello.
Our topic today is faith and religion, so I've brought in some religious symbols. A friend brought me this back from Mecca. It's the symbol of Islam.
And where did you get this crucifix from?
I bought it in Jerusalem, along with this, the Star of David, the Jewish symbol. Jerusalem is an amazing place because it's where the Jewish, Christian and Muslim religions all meet.
You know, I've got a friend who was born a Catholic but converted to Islam so he could marry a Muslim girl.
Really? Well, in today's episode, we meet a couple who are from different religious backgrounds.
As you watch, answer this question. What religious backgrounds do Megan and Ahmed come from?
So, you're going to meet your future parents-in-law, aren't you?
Yes, I'm so nervous.
It's like an exam. If they don't like her, that's it. Game over.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They're going to want to know what Megan does for a living, what your parents do, how you feel about children, how often you go to church.
Oh, and of course, being a good Catholic girl, you go to Mass every day and twice on Sundays, don't you?
It's not funny. Not surprisingly, I'm worried about meeting your parents. I wonder if I should wear a dress or jeans.
A dress? That's right, isn't it, Ahmed?
Yes, and I think she should cover her head, shouldn't she?
OK. There's a shop that sells hijabs and things on the high street. Are your parents really religious?
Actually, my parents are quite religious. More devout than me, certainly. But that's just because they're older, probably.
We've never really talked about this before. That's odd, isn't it?
I suppose so. I was brought up as a Muslim, but I don't go to the mosque very often.
I'm the same. I doubt if my mum would approve, but I hardly ever go to Mass. And I can't actually remember the last time I had confession. It's terrible, isn't it?
Not really. I've never really been to church. Faith's never been important to me. Seriously, don't you think that being of different religions might be a problem for you two?
Certainly people who are more devout might have a problem with it, but not me.
Me neither. People are people, aren't they? Live and let live. Ahmed, I don't actually have to wear a headscarf to meet your parents, do I?
No, I was only joking. Wear what you like. I'm just going to wear jeans and a T-shirt. We had you worried though, didn't we? Whoa.
Jeans and a T-shirt, eh?
Well, I couldn't arrive with you looking like a supermodel and me looking like a scruffy student, could I?
I'm not too dressed up, am I?
Relax. You look stunning. You've even bought a cake. They're going to love you.
It's my mum's speciality, portrait cake. They do eat cake, don't they?
Megan, they're an ordinary Muslim couple. They're not religious fanatics. Of course they eat cake. Mum told me to get a bottle of wine.
What, that's okay, is it?
Well, surprisingly, as this is a wine shop and I need some wine, I think it's ideal. You haven't any objection to my buying wine, have you?
Are you allowed to drink alcohol?
Well, no. My family don't drink alcohol. It's against our religion.
So why are you buying wine?
It's for our guest. You.
Oh, I see. That's very kind of her, isn't it?
It's nice that Ahmed gets some wine for Megan, although he doesn't drink himself.
Did you answer the question? What religious backgrounds do Megan and Ahmed come from?
Oh, and of course, being a good Catholic girl, you go to Mass every day and twice on Sundays, don't you?
I was brought up as a Muslim, but I don't go to the mosque very often.
So, Megan comes from a Catholic background and Ahmed from a Muslim background.
In the video, we heard people expressing doubt using phrases like, I wonder if and I doubt if.
I wonder if I should wear a dress or jeans. I doubt if my mum would approve, but I hardly ever go to Mass.
I wonder if Ahmed's parents will like Megan.
I doubt if they'll mind that she's a Catholic.
So, now let's see what happens at dinner.
While you watch, answer the question, why is Ahmed's father critical of Meghan?
Delicious. I firmly believe that you make the finest curry in the world, Mum.
Don't be so silly. I'm sure my curry is the same as everyone else's.
Maybe. Still, to me, you are a curry goddess. And I love worshipping you here in your temple of spicy delight.
Well, thank you for your blind faith in my curries. However, will Meghan like it?
Definitely. You'll have a new convert soon.
Oh dear. It's too spicy, isn't it?
Mum, I honestly think it's perfect. Meghan loves hot curries, despite being Irish.
Does Meghan go to church?
She's a Catholic, but she's not devout. She's like me, lapsed.
I see. Has she made her, what's the word?
Communion, yes. She's a bona fide member of the church.
Ahmed, don't be disrespectful. Come on, it's time to eat. And we need to rescue Meghan from your father.
This is delicious.
It's an old family recipe. My wife learnt it from my mother.
I love your dress. I'm sure it must have been rather expensive.
No, I got it in a sale. By the way, it is okay for me to wear shoes in the house.
Yes, don't worry. You're our guest. Now, Meghan, do you go to church? I believe you're of the Catholic faith. I've always understood that communion and confession are extremely important to Catholics.
Dad, this isn't an interview.
I've made my communion, but I don't go to church regularly.
I understand. Still, I have always believed that going to the mosque and praying are very important.
She's not an atheist, Dad. She just told you she does go to church, just not very often.
I don't go to church much, but in spite of that, I do believe in God, and I think faith is important.
Nevertheless, your faith is not important enough for you to go to church regularly.
No, I suppose it isn't.
This is a family dinner, not a religious debate.
Yes. How about some of that cake Meghan brought?
That cake is delicious.
My mum's a great baker and a regular churchgoer.
Well, that's a blessing.
I'll text her and say the cake was a hit.
Another slice?
One should be enough. Yet, despite that, yes.
What did your mum say?
Oh, she's really pleased.
Thank you. Delicious.
I wonder if Meghan finally told them that the cake had Guinness in it.
I doubt if they'd mind. They really like the cake.
Well, did you answer the question? Why is Ahmed's father critical of Meghan?
Now, Meghan, do you go to church? I believe you're of the Catholic faith.
I've made my communion, but I don't go to church regularly.
Nevertheless, your faith is not important enough for you to go to church regularly.
No, I suppose it isn't.
So, he's critical because she doesn't go to church regularly.
In the video, we heard people expressing belief in different ways. For example, I believe, I think, I'm sure.
We can also use adverbs like firmly, honestly, always or certainly to modify verbs. For example, I firmly believe, I honestly think, I have always believed.
I firmly believe that you make the finest curry in the world, Mum. I honestly think it's perfect.
We can also use the auxiliary verb do or does to add emphasis.
I don't go to church much, but in spite of that, I do believe in God and I think faith is important.
Do you believe in God, or are you an atheist?
I don't practice any religion myself, but I do believe we should respect people's beliefs.
Yes, I honestly think religion is a personal matter. We also heard people expressing contrast again, using still and yet.
I understand. Still, I have always believed that going to the mosque and praying are very important.
Another slice?
One should be enough. Yet despite that, yes.
When still and yet are used as connectors to express contrast, they normally come at the beginning of the sentence or clause.
My friend Saul is Jewish. Still, he's getting married in a church because his wife is Christian.
In some countries, people of different religions fall in love, yet their parents won't allow them to get married.
Let's see what people on the street feel about religion. We asked them, how important is religion in your life?
I think as I've grown older, it's become less important, if I'm honest. I'm Jewish, so when I went to a Jewish primary school, so growing up it was always very much part of everything I did. Nowadays I'm sort of more about, worrying about other things rather than focusing just on religion mainly.
It's not very important to me. I mean, I know that I understand everyone has their beliefs and I'm happy, but for me personally, it's not part of my life.
Yeah, I'm fairly religious, and so I do go to temple every month and spend some time there.
Not particularly. I think I was brought up as a Christian, so I do celebrate Christmas, but I don't go to church every Sunday. I do celebrate Easter and Christmas, but quite relaxed, really. I'm not heavily religious.
Religion's fairly important. I go to church on a Sunday, but religion isn't just one day going to church, it's in the way that you live.
I'm an evangelical Christian, and it's a great thrill. We've made lots of friends and feel very much that God is with us and has a plan for us, and that's working out in our lives. And I wouldn't be without the presence of God in my life at all.
I'm atheist.
I like the thought of spirituality. I'm not particularly religious in terms of following any one faith, but it is important. I think there's something more than just this.
So, some people were brought up Jewish or Christian, but just celebrate the main festivals like Christmas.
But for other people, religion is still an important part of their life.
I like the idea the last speaker mentioned, of spirituality.
Yes, me too.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
Bye for now.